welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It was Stephen's birthday yesterday actually, so I'm a little bit late making this cake, but I thought I would try out making a cake for him. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've made a couple of cakes in my life, but yeah, most of them have been disasters, so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to take you along with me. I'll be doing a little bit of baking on my channel along with beauty, makeup tutorials and vlogs and things like that. So if you're interested and you like this video, please like and thumbs up, like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Hope you enjoy! So the first thing we're going to do is put our oven on to 180 degrees. So the next thing we're going to do is grease our tins. I usually use kitchen roll or the paper from the top of the butter, but today we'd ran out of kitchen roll, so this is tin foil. Probably not the greatest thing to use. Make sure you grease all around the side of the pan so the cake doesn't stick when you're taking it out. So you want to weigh out your 225 grams of caster sugar. Super lucky because that was literally just the end of my bag. Now to weigh out 225 grams of butter. Now you want to beat the butter and sugar together until pale and fluffy. So I'm just using a wooden spoon to mix these two together, just because my butter was not softened beforehand, so it's still quite hard. So I want to mix this together just to get it all creamy and nice before using the whisk. So I'm going to use the whisk now, whisk it all up until it's nice, pale and fluffy. That's it, nice and fluffy, bouncy, and it should look like clouds. Now we're going to start out by adding our eggs. There's 4 eggs to add all together, but we want to add them one at a time. So you want to whisk after you've added each egg. Actually, I can't believe I managed to do this on camera without getting any shelling in it. So next you're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla essence, or you can just put a bit in like I have. A splash of milk. And now you want to add in your 225 grams of self-raising flour. That's it, just whack it all in. Next for a pinch of salt from my mate, Bulldog. He doesn't have a name, we'll call him Boris maybe. So I'm just going to stir this all in just so when I put the whisk on it doesn't go everywhere. And now I'm going to whisk it all up and yeah, whisk it all up. So once you've got it all mixed together, that is you done. So the next thing you want to do is put it in your tins equally. cute are these little rose gold tins, by the way? Here's me trying to smooth it out in the pan as satisfying as possible. A good tip, which I actually didn't do to help get rid of air bubbles in your cake, is to whack the pan on the kitchen counter before putting it in the oven. So now to put them in the oven. And you want to have them in for 25 to 30 minutes. And that's them ready. As you can see, mine had a lot of air bubbles because I didn't know about that trick until afterwards. But you want to put your knife in and make sure it's clean, and that's when you know it's ready. Remember to turn your oven off, save electricity. Honestly, who is this girl? I don't know who she is, but she is cleaning after baking, which is not something that I am known to do. Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her? And that's my Nikki Graham impression from Big Brother, in case anyone else didn't know and I just sound like a crazy person. I was obviously very proud of my efforts, so I wanted to show you the completed task. Now I just cut around the side of the tin to make sure it's not sticking. To be honest, it wasn't sticking anyway. The butter did quite a good job. So the pressure is on. We're ready to take out the pan. Will she manage? Yes, perfect. So we're on to the next one now. Yeah, give it a pat like a sandcastle, that's it. Not sure how that's gonna help. Seems to be struggling there to get it out. Oh, yes, got it out. Not quite perfect, but that'll do. So now we're on to icing sugar. By the way guys, I have already baked another cake as well, just exactly the same as before, but I baked it off camera. If I remember correctly, it was 200 grams of butter that I used, and I think possibly 300 or 400 grams of icing sugar. So I added a splash of milk here, and I think I added about a tablespoon later on as well, off camera. So probably about 2 tablespoons for this recipe, and a splash of vanilla. So I just mix it with a spoon first, just to make sure powder doesn't go everywhere. So once it's all mixed in, I'm just going to use the electric whisker. Now I'm going to smooth it nicely on top of my cakes and then pile them on top of each other. I haven't used jam in these stages purely because me and Stephen don't like jam in the cakes, but you can add jam at this stage if you want to. So something I could have done to make this cake a little bit better is actually cut the rounder part of the cake off before putting it on top of here, but it is flat enough to not make too much of a difference. But yeah, I'm just going to smooth icing on top again. So this time the cake did come out a little bit more rounder and a little bit drier on the edges, so I'm just going to cut around that, but also it is slightly bigger because I used a different pan, so I'm just going to cut around that, and I'm going to cut the top off as well because that is a rounder edge. I want it to be nice and flat so it can be a better surface, so it'd be easier for us to ice the cake and decorate it later on. Just sits on so much better once you've cut all the roundness off. I do wish I had done it with the second layer, but oh well, the cake turned out alright, which we don't know yet, but it did. So now the fun of decorating starts. I'm just going to spread the buttercream around with a spatula, try and get it as smooth as possible, but to be honest, this is the first layer, so it really doesn't matter how neat it is. Now you could stop here if you were after a shabby chic look in your cake, but I'm just going to go all the way around, and once I've done this, I'm going to put it in the fridge. So obviously I haven't got any professional tools, so I'm doing it with like a flat knife to try and get the cake as smooth as possible. So I've put it in the fridge for an hour or two, and I've just taken it out, and I'm going to go in with the second layer of icing. So this is the layer that you want to be as smooth as possible. Again, I don't have any tools for this, so it's not going to be perfect, but practice makes perfect, and obviously tools make perfect. But yeah, try the best with the things that you've got. So I'm going to be coating the cake in a chocolate ganache. So it doesn't matter what amount you use, it's equal amounts of dark chocolate and cream. I honestly think a milk chocolate might work better in this recipe. So now I'm going to add the equal amount of cream to the chocolate and put it in the microwave for a minute or so, and just kind of keep stirring it until it's melted. A top tip is to put your icing bag in a glass and just roll down the tops. It makes it so much more easier to put the icing or ganache, what we're using here, into the bag. So we're just going to squish it down as far as we can. We've not put a hole in the piping bag yet. So now I've cut a hole in the bottom of the piping bag. Honestly, I would cut a little bit thicker hole if I was you. I think I was a little bit too scared to do it, and it went a little bit wrong to start with. But oh, there's me with my glasses on and no makeup. So it looks a little bit rubbish just now, but obviously this is the first time I've ever done a drip cake, so it doesn't go quite right. But I kind of fix it at the end. I had to go over it, most of them, and just drip for longer. I think I was just a little bit too scared to get it wrong and wasn't dripping for long enough to start with. I actually do think a bigger hole in the icing bag would have solved the situation and made it a little bit easier to do, but we just went with it. So now we're going to put all the ganache on top of the cake. Just make sure you don't put too much on it because you don't want it flowing over the sides. So I have a secret. I accidentally forgot to film putting some of my toppings on, but I have brownies on there, Gillian chocolates and Kinder Buenos, and I've coated some strawberries in the ganache as well. Now I'm using some leftover buttercream. If you don't have any, it doesn't matter, this is just an extra step. I'm just piping around little flower-like things around the bottom of the cake to make it look a little bit prettier. Now I'm just whizzing over melted white chocolate over the strawberries and putting them back in the fridge. This is just typical for me. I don't think I've ever baked anything without something going wrong. But yeah, I've just fixed that with just putting a strawberry in there and nobody will notice. So I've now just got my melted white chocolate again, and I'm just quickly whizzing over the cake just to make that a bit more exciting to look at. So this is the finished product. I am so happy with how it's turned out. As I said at the start of the video, I've literally only made a couple of cakes in my life and most of them have turned out to be absolute disasters. So I've made a few mistakes in here, but I managed to kind of fix everything and I think it turned out pretty well. Is that what my hair looks like at the back? So I just want to say a massive thank you for watching this video. I am really pleased with the outcome. If you use this video to help you make your cake at home, then please tag me in your Instagram story. I'll link my Instagram below. And yeah, I'd love to see if you can create it. Maybe yours will be a little bit better than mine. Obviously I've got no tools or anything like that here professionally wise, and I've literally only made a couple of cakes in my life, so it's not going to be absolutely perfect, but I am really pleased, and I know Stephen is as well. I've just showed him the cake. Obviously his birthday was a couple of days ago now, but yeah, I think I've done really well. I'm really proud of myself. Hopefully I will be doing some more baking on my channel, as I really enjoy baking. Not that I'm not good at it, but I'm going to be giving it a go. So if you like videos like this, then let me know in the comments down below and I shall do some more of them as well. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. As you know, this is the start of my YouTube journey, so any like and subscribe means the absolute world to me. So I'm really grateful for anybody who's watching this video at home. Thank you so much for watching today, guys, and I'll see you next time. Just want to say goodbye from VoiceOver Me too, guys. Thanks for watching. Here's some bloopers. Hope you enjoy. I'm so bad at this.